Hi, Amos here with one of the most requested pairs of IEMs for review, Sony's IER-Z1R. Now, I couldn't borrow a pair from Sony. That just can't happen with such a large company. But a friend of mine said he's going to buy a pair, and he said, Amos, do you want to unbox them and have a listen first? And I said, absolutely, if that's totally cool with you. Incidentally, he's going to get a set of custom tips made for these by Advanced Sound. So he was asking me, where can I get custom tips made? I actually didn't know where you can get them made in Japan, but there are companies that will send them to you in Japan. You just have to find an audiologist who will actually take the molds correctly for you. And for that, you have to give them instructions such as, how it has to be done with an open jaw. It has to go past the second bend. That's critical. Just maybe slightly different from hearing aids, but I'm not sure. Now, I've never ever opened a box of these, so I have no idea how it works. It's like one of those puzzles. It looks like it pops open here. Here we go. And the case. And the drawer. I've seen this, but I didn't know how it opened up. This is the case with the IEMs. Here we go. And they must have sold a few because it's 5,773. Nice numbers. I like that. 7773. Must be a lucky number for me. 5 and 7 and 3 are good numbers for me for some reason or another. Here we are. They're big and chunky. I've only listened to them one time, and all I remember was just like incredible bass. Like way more than I was expecting. So let's have a look at the rest of the setup. And the funky thing, of course, is, I'll show you this on the side first before I pull the drawers open, has like a drawer sets with everything in there. Here's all your stuff. And we have, they're supposed to pull out like drawers, but there's one cable, a 3.5mm. Good old MMCX, so I can try out different stuff. And we have one with 5.5. They've got little magnets holding them together. And then when I pull them off, I feel the magnetism. Is it longer? Or maybe the same length. And then we have this accessory box, which has lots and lots of tips. The nice thing about Japanese brands is they usually have they don't just go large, medium, and small now. They have medium, large, medium, small, and super small. I know people with ears that are so tiny that even super small is not small enough. So there we go. We have foam. These are interesting. Oh, okay, they're kind of like a foam. They feel like a foamy outside. Let's get the large one off. We can have a look. They feel really super soft. I'm trying to look at. It's like a kind of foam, half foam. Like a rubbery foam. These feel funky. And these are your regular silicone tips in comparison, which feel very silicone-like. Oh, they've got a bit of a design. Oh, they've got a bit of a pattern at the bottom. That's unique. I haven't seen that before. I didn't look closely what was on the tips. Does it go down as far as this? It does. I didn't look closely at the tips when I was trying it out. They might have just used generic tips. I don't know if when they demoed them, it's hard to say because they might have changed the tips or between people listening, or they usually just clean them with alcohol wipes. Let's try and gently open this. I don't want to damage anything because these are definitely not mine. They've got to go back to him. There's Sony info and purchase info being in Japan. And this is probably the same card I guess you get internationally because it doesn't have any Japanese on it. It just says it in English. So and the curious thing was, is this the same internationally? And I think this insert obviously would be different, the registration info. Some other stuff in here which is in Japanese. So I think for different markets they put different info in there, but I don't know if fundamentally I don't imagine that they're different. I think the players may have different firmware on them, different languages. So that's the unboxing half. What do you reckon? Any questions? Anything you'd like me to try? I'm separating out the unboxing this time so you can ask questions first before I do the full review. Let me know what you think and what you'd like, what music maybe would you like me to try these Sonys with. I'll let people ask, and we'll choose some interesting music. What do you reckon? Tell me in the comments below. Also, thank you, before I forget, to MASS-Kobo for lending this nice microphone for helping with reviews, and everyone who's been supporting me, whose names you see on screen. Become a supporter. If you want to see my review in advance, supporters get to see them in advance, and they get my advice as well directly, and help me choose what things to review next. So, questions and comments below. Otherwise, check out the links in the description for the usual stuff, like how to become a supporter.